Christmas morning, breakfast should be the ultimate of what you like. So if you love cereal, have yourself some crunchy nut. If you love a fry-up, have a full fry-up. It's Christmas Day. It's the day that we go, you know what, we're doing what we want. Hey everyone, it's James at Amused Bouche. Now, look, we're getting slightly more Christmassy. Okay, that's come off. And today we are making something which is a tradition in my household. We're making Christmas bagels. Now, Christmas morning, everybody does things differently. And in our household, we love nothing more than bagels. Bagels with some scrambled egg, some nice soft scrambled egg, some smoked salmon, maybe some bacon. We do another thing in Northampton, where I'm from. We have pork pie. You know, maybe that's like a Midlands thing. Like, I have heard some people say that that's mental. Why are you doing that? A little bit of pork pie. And I like it. But today we're going to be making Christmas bagels. Bagels are actually quite a straightforward thing to do. There's a couple of processes, which is what I think puts people off, but they're quite a straightforward baked good. I'm going to try and show you how to make them. We're going to jazz them up a little bit, make them nice and Christmassy. Basically, we're going to put a load of toppings on them. At the end, I'm also going to show you how to make scrambled eggs. Not that I think you need it. Not that I think that you're like in desperate need of learning how to make scrambled eggs. You probably know how to make scrambled eggs. Thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel if you're new to the channel and liking the video. Here's a little button. It says subscribe. I don't think if you click that, you'll subscribe. You won't, because it's on the video. But do, please, subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave us a comment. What's your favourite breakfast on Christmas Day? What is your go-to breakfast? It might be, you know, just a bit of toast. And if it is, that's fine. Christmassy bagels. Let's get to it. Look at this, everybody. We have the assistance of a KitchenAid. I mean, it was a present from Ruth. And I absolutely love it, but it wasn't like a hashtag gift, which I was trying to get, you know, and I love it, but, you know, get a Kenwood, at Kenwood, because KitchenAid, they didn't want to sponsor me. Anyway, look, into this big, beautiful silver bowl goes 500 grams of strong white bread flour and 20 grams of salt. Give it a little whiz together with the dough hook. Meanwhile, in a separate bowl or a measuring jug like this, put 300 millilitres of warm water and then mix it constantly as you add 7 grams of dried yeast. You want the yeast to basically distribute throughout the water, not just sit on the top. Then to feed the yeast, we're going to add a tablespoon of sugar. I'm using a light brown sugar here. Seems a lot, but we really want to feed the yeast. And also bagels tend to have that sort of sweet, sort of almost molassesy type taste of them, which is what we're after. Leave your jug of yeast liquid for about 10 minutes until it blooms and gets all frothy. Once you've got a frothy mess, make a well in the bottom of the flour and add the liquid. Get the arm of the mixer down with the dough hook on and give it a good old mix up for 10 minutes. Just let it do its thing. You want a nice, soft, supple dough which has got a good gluten structure to it. And how do we know if it's got lots of gluten? Well, you can test it like this. Take a little ball of dough out of the bowl and try and stretch it between your fingers so you make almost like a little window pane. You should be able to see through the dough, but it not tear and have holes in it. So this actually wasn't far enough. So put it on for a few more minutes and see where we're at. Once you've got a nice, soft, springy dough, you can transfer it to a bowl for a bulk rise. Oil the bowl so it doesn't stick and cover with what looks like a see-through shower cap. You know, that sort of thing's perfect for this. Leave it for 2 hours or until it's doubled in size, and once you've got that sweet rise, you're going to bash all the air back out of it, which seems weird to me, but it does rise again. Now let's get it ready to shape. Divide the dough out into 6 equal balls. Now you can see that my numbers are off a little bit here, but basically I would say the ones I made came in a little small, so I'm just saving you the hassle of having to find out that they're small when you make 8, so just make 6. When you've got a little ball of dough, bring all of the dough over on itself so you've got a nice tight surface on one side. Pop it down on a clean surface, almost make it like a cage over the top of it with your hand, and roll it round until it becomes a smooth ball. Let them rest for about 10 minutes before shaping them. Just give them a little chance to relax. Take out a baking tray and line it with baking paper, and then also lightly flour the top. Now there's 2 ways of doing this. The way that I did it, which you're about to see, and didn't really work as well for me. And then a different method as well, but I'll explain both. The method I'm using is to take a floured thumb, push it all the way down through to the bottom of the dough ball, and then you're going to have a little hole. Slowly manipulate that hole until it gets bigger and bigger, and you're left with a ring. Simple, you'd think. The other method is to roll out each ball into a long sausage-like shape, and then press the two ends together, and then roll it so that it's also another ring. A ring, basically, is what you're looking for. So try and get there however you find easiest. I didn't demonstrate that, and I regret it. Put the rings on the baking tray, cover them with a damp tea towel, and get them in the fridge to prove overnight. The next day, and it's baking time, but before we do that, we're going to make our super duper Christmas mix to go on top of the bagels. It's very simple, and truth be told, not particularly Christmassy, but Christmas is about gluttony, and we're going with everything in here. A teaspoon of good quality flaky salt, a teaspoon of nigella seeds, a teaspoon of sesame seeds. I'm using black sesame seeds here, but white ones might be nice as well, a little contrast. And then a big old tablespoon of these crispy onions that you can buy in any good supermarket. I'd have gone with some poppy seeds as well, given half the chance, but I didn't have any. So sadly, it's just these little toppings. Give it all a mix together and that is ready to go. When it comes to baking bagels, that's sort of the fun part. Get a large saucepan or a casserole dish like this and add enough water so that when it boils, it won't obviously topple over the top. And this is the important bit. Add a tablespoon of bicarbonate of soda to the water and then let it come to the boil. The bicarb is going to make the water alkaline, I believe, and lead to a lovely chewy exterior that we all know and love with a bagel. Once the water is a rolling boil, add your bagels a couple at a time and let them boil in the water for about a minute. Once they've been in there and ballooned up, remove them and put them on a wire rack. Once you've got them all done, they're ready for the oven. Whisk up an egg and give the top of the bagels a little egg wash so that your sprinkles have got something to stick to, and to sprinkle liberally, I suppose. Put them on a hot baking tray and then get them in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius or gas mark 4 for about 25 minutes or until golden brown. Now, look, mine came out a little bit more bread rolly than bagel. Truth be told, I don't know why they ended up so round and they lost the ring. Yeah, I've done them before and they work perfectly well and I seem to do everything the same. So, but it's the same as always with this show. Let me mess it up so that you don't have to. Now, very quickly to finish, I'm going to show you how to scramble some eggs. I say very quickly, and that's the wrong thing to say because if there's one thing these things do take, it's time. If you're cooking scrambled eggs in a minute, you're ending up with rubbery eggs, and we don't do that here. Into a pan goes as many eggs as you want. I'm doing 4 eggs for 2 people. So basically 2 eggs per person. And note that the pan is cold. No hot pans here, please. Use a spatula to break the yolks and then gently mix the eggs together. Now put the heat on, and this is key. Keep the heat nice and low and always keep the eggs moving with the spatula. You want to cook them gently so that eggs are left as a nice, creamy, soft scramble. Keep them moving constantly. The heat will start to create ribbons of cooked egg on the bottom, or curds. It's actually quite a satisfying thing once you start pulling away those curds from the bottom. And after about 6-7 minutes, you'll start to end up with something like this. Give them a pinch of salt and a little knob of butter to finish, and you're ready to go. Oh, look at this. New camera angle. Only a few weeks into this kitchen, I'm discovering all sorts of angles. Cut open one of your fresh bagels. You don't need to toast it. This is the way the bagel should be eaten. Fresh. A little bit of butter if you desire, and then load up with your silky smooth scrambled eggs. Some ribbons of nice smoky salmon, and then top it with some cracked black pepper and some chopped chive. I don't know how you do Christmas breakfast in your house, but this year, maybe give this a go. So there you have it. I mean, listen, truth be told, they've not gone exactly how I imagined. I think they're still going to be really good. We made some scrambled egg as well, which, that's my technique of making scrambled egg. If you don't want to make it like that, make it yourself. Let's get straight in and have a little taste of this, just like that. The egg's fallen. It's not a ring with a hole in the middle, but it tastes like a bloody good bagel, I tell you. It's chewy on the outside, where we've obviously had that little blast in the boiling bicarb water. It's fluffy in the middle, lovely and fluffy. It's really good. It's really nice. Now, I've just had that fresh, because literally they came out of the oven about 20 minutes ago. But you could definitely toast them if you wanted to, give them that nice bit of crunch in the middle. The egg is creamy almost. Because we've cooked it so slowly, we've just got rid of some of that water, but it stayed nice and moist. It's not rubbery. Marco Pierre White always says that your eggs should walk across the plate. And all I'm going to say is these eggs, they can keep on walking, baby. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please give these bagels a go. They're not that hard to do. It's not hard to do bagels. So give it a go and post some pictures. Tag us on the Instagram so that we can see what you're doing. Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm always saying the same thing, but if I don't say it, then that'll be the time someone watches it and goes, well, I'm not going to subscribe because they didn't tell me to. See you later.